Saving the planet with soil. Soil is magic, and conserving it is extremely important. Soil is the foundation of plant life, it supports the animal kingdom, it is necessary for water supply, and it also allows gas exchange to happen between land and air. Currently, soil removes approximately 25% of the world's fossil fuel emissions each year. The Earth's soil contains about 2,500 gigatons of carbon, which is 3 times the amount of carbon in the atmosphere and 4 times the amount of carbon stored in all living plants and animals. So how does soil store carbon? Through photosynthesis, plants absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. They use water and sunlight to turn the carbon into leaves, stems, and seeds. As the plants respire, they return some CO2 to the atmosphere and release carbon as a sugary substance through their roots. This secretion feeds the microbes that live underground. When the plants die, soil microbes break down their carbon compounds and use them for metabolism and growth. Agricultural practices like tilling, planting monocrops, excessive use of fertilizers and pesticides, overgrazing, and deforestation disturb the soil and release carbon. These practices expose the carbon in the soil to oxygen, allowing it to burn off in the atmosphere. Sequestering carbon in soil is a relatively natural way of removing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere with fewer impacts on the land. Agricultural and land management practices like crop rotation, minimized tilling, rational grazing, utilizing manure and compost can provide many benefits to the soil. They will increase soil productivity and help form stable carbon that can remain in the soil for decades to come. These are all impacts that will not only help society feed its growing global population, but also be more resilient to the impacts of climate change. Ultimately, the best way to combat climate change is to reduce our consumption of fossil fuel and move to renewable energy sources. However, soil carbon storage can still help us along the way.